It is Sunday, November
Look at my
23rd.
fishy tail.
Yes, look at Fish's fishy fish tail. We are here with Fish and Darp. We're going to be doing some chilling and chatting, but first I got to get set up, which is always a thing that I do not do in advance because I'm always running late. That's just how it be.
No,
Let's see.
you're fine.
Got Twitch. Open up the dashboard. We got a shout out from VLAV a couple of days ago. That's still the newest thing that happened. Thank you, VLAV. I got to play games with VLAV with on Ellie's birthday. Sorry, I'm like looking behind me. There we go. Okay.
I was gonna go to that, but I had something come up.
That's okay. I mean, it was just a for fun thing, but you know, telling happy birthday, belated as it were, is always a nice thing to do as well. Oh, you know, it'd help if I had OVR toolkit loaded. You see, I used to do this all automatically, but then I haven't done it automatically again yet for some reason. So now I have to manually turn on OVR toolkit so that I can stream properly. So we get to sit here for a minute while I do that. Well, I guess I can go do my plants. I got my new autumn fishing pole, which is now like quite old. Like we're less than a month away from, well, now we're officially less than a month away from winter. So this thing's gonna end. If I don't hurry up and get the stuff. I don't even have like half of it yet. It's a crazy thing.
Of the autumn stuff?
Yeah. I always take so
You
long
mean
to
the
do
fall?
this stuff. I have the pole, but that's all I have. I don't have the bucket. I don't
No,
have
I
the
meant
apple.
the fall
The
stuff in the top.
Yeah, the fall stuff. Autumnal.
I already got it all.
Yeah, I'm saying I didn't. I'm slow.
Oh, I'm slow too
Oh. I'm not as slow as me.
with this conversation.
Yeah, Ari was here earlier showing me all the Halloween stuff that happened while I was gone. And they had some, like, apparently come in and run around this place to collect candy while the fish were biting.
Oh, you missed it. Yeah, you missed it. It was great.
Aww.
But see, look, I got
Yeah.
the bucket. I got the
Hopefully-
bucket.
Ooh, that's a nice looking bucket, actually. It's a good one. Yeah, hopefully I can be there for the Christmas event when that happens.
Well, I hope
Surely.
so.
Okay, good. Yeah. OVR is ready by now. I'm gonna go ahead and put down.
And I also got this bucket too from the
Ooh,
Halloween event.
nice.
But you're not even looking.
Well, I'd seen that one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we got this, this, and this. And then one more for chat. Here we go. Chat's always so big. But that's because y'all are so important, as it were. Okay, now let's go. Let's go fish.
Use the teleporter.
Yeah, why not? I always forget that it exists. Go teleportal down to the fish level. Then we'll do it. Alright, go
Just
to our
mark with it.
fishing spot. I have it in night mode. I'm gonna switch to day mode though, because it's not night right now. I wonder if winter's even gonna have a day mode, come to think of it.
How do you do that?
Open up the menu, go to
Mm-hmm.
settings, and then you go to night mode all the way down to the bottom, so it becomes day mode. Have day mode on. You can turn it all the way up to put it into night mode. It should be an IO toggle. Like it should be a boolean.
I see it.
Yeah,
But the thing is, I
goes
made
to
it
black
super
and white
dark.
for some reason. Yeah, see, I don't get why it does that. Anywho, oh, let me do the 30
Maybe-
seconds so it doesn't, or 90 seconds so it doesn't do pre-roll. See you guys in 90 seconds.
I think I know why it does that,
Yeah?
or why it can. Because people can sleep here.
Oh yeah, but I just have it in full night mode when I'm asleep, when I'm sleeping here.
Oh, yeah. You wanna do Wordle just later?
Oh yeah, sure. We can Wordle after this if you want.
Hmm?
Yeah,
I mean, we get to do our daily Wordle.
that's
While the
right.
nerds are going to be playing Wordle.
We play Wordle every day. Every blooming day we play Wordle.
I'm terrible at that, so.
Oh. You know, I'm not too concerned about the leaf, but well, I guess I better get the leaf. That'll look good.
I have to. There, you can see what that's the bucket.
Okay, let's
Mm-hmm.
let's fishing.
Yeah, this is the leaf.
Well, let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. So I got my little sunflower. Does all American television have so many adverts? I'm afraid so.
Yes.
Here we go. Alright, and we're not quite back yet. Soon. Oh, nice! You already got a rare. Look at you getting up on the board. Starting strong. Ooh, my high score for a basic carp. Welcome back, everyone. So, this is my first chill and chat. It was my first Sunday where I'm actually back in Phoenix. I did get back Sunday night last week from my
It's
trip
not his
to
first.
Europe. What?
It's not your first. It's been a while since you've been streaming.
Well, since getting back from Europe, it's my first fishing stream. Although technically I did fish on Friday to test the new format. So, yeah. So I did cancel my stream yesterday. So honestly, we'll do that. We'll go ahead and talk about this week. When I got back from Europe, that was a 9-hour flight with a roughly 10-hour difference between here and there. And I had never done that before. So that I finally got to experience true jet lag. And what it meant was, like, around the time I normally start stream, which is like an hour after I get off work, my body was just like, what are you doing? It's the middle of the night. It's time to sleep. And I just couldn't stay awake. So I didn't end up streaming on Tuesday at all. I just went to bed, essentially. And Ellie didn't stream either because she wasn't feeling well. So there was really nothing happening on Tuesday. Excuse me. I'm quite tired. I did some of Deck's dance stream for the first time in a long time, and that was quite that one threw me for a loop. I'm quite tired. So Shork. Thursday though was dancing with Fish and Friends after our warm up, and those of you who may have seen that stream might remember that we ended early. It was about 45 minutes in, and Twitch just kept disconnecting. And I didn't know why, because we've been having problems with Wi-Fi, and I changed out my Ethernet cord, which seemed to fix the Wi-Fi issue.
Internet.
Right, the
Not
internet
Ether.
issues. So,
Not either.
we were looking at it, and I couldn't find anything wrong, but Mielby, who is an amazing, wonderful freestyle dancer who streams, check him out. He was advising me to check the bit rates. There's like a setting where it can be done dynamically. Oh, I didn't have a fish. I thought I did. So the recommendation was to set it to static and to possibly adjust the bitrate, which I was looking at like recommendations for YouTube, which is what I had initially set it on. But I looked at what was recommended for Twitch and I set it to that. And it seems like since then, we've been having a much better look. Hi, Basti. I saw you at the workout earlier. You know, I'll be honest, and this is a little embarrassing. Deck has a dance event that he does on Sundays that was my intention to join. And I saw a bunch of my friends in Polydance, and I assumed that was the right group. But it was not. It was a different dance, or it was a different workout dance / event that was happening on Sundays in Polydance. Oh, excuse me. But I'm glad I got to see you guys and come say hello and do a little bit of Zumba. That was neat. Anywho, so I did the bitrate adjustment, and ever since then I did a test stream on Friday, and I'm doing a full stream today. Which, well, you know, it's only an hour, but still. So far, so good. It's been reporting excellent instead of unstable, which has not been the norm before I changed. So I feel pretty good. I feel like that particular problem is over, which was quite annoying, because like what I hated about it was that it would not only like interrupt the stream completely, it would just reinitialize and completely start over. Like, change the VODs, re-ping everybody. It was just annoying. And I was like, well, and it happened 3 times in a row. So I was like, all right, this is a problem. I switched the bitrate, and hopefully that's the end of that. But that's why Thursday was short. Friday was a short stream because it was Ellie's birthday. I actually did 3 sets of 20-minute segments, even though the first segment was me sitting with my cat and talking. That was sort of I'm looking at a format change for Fridays, and I'll talk about that a little bit in the next part. But Saturday was Ava's birthday, my roommate. We went to get food for her birthday, and it ended up taking longer than I thought it would. So I canceled stream. It happens from time to time.
Offer me anything? What the heck, Leo?
What? I didn't offer you anything?
You didn't offer me any food?
Well, if you, like, I sent you the invitation. If you didn't get it, then blame the post office. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it was actually really expensive. I got this $20 teriyaki chicken thing, and it was good. It just wasn't very much. Like, I ate it and I was like, I kind of wish there was more, but you know, it is what it is. Oh no, I'm not saying I was hungry. I'm saying, like, if I were to go back and like say I'm going to spend $20 and get some nice food, like, I think I'd go get some bulgogi at the H Mart, because like that was always plenty. You know, I was like, oh, this is good. And man, if I wanted to spend, well, it was probably more than $20, but like I used to go to On the Border, and like they got their fajitas, even like their lunch fajitas was a ton of food, and that was really good too. Anywho, got off track. So yeah, that's why I didn't stream them yesterday. And I'm streaming now. So there you go. It was not a lot of stream to talk about, but a lot of other stuff to talk about. So
Leo streaming? That's crazy.
I know, that's wild. Leo doesn't stream? What's wrong with you? But right. So I'm back, and there will not be any more traveling for at least the immediate future, possibly for the foreseeable future. The next time I'm probably going to be, anything interfering is going to be happening that's not like a, one-off party that's going on, would be like my parents, or my dad and my brother, are coming to visit me in I think mid-January or early February was when they were talking about. That could potentially, cause a bit of a hiccup with my schedule. And I did make one other change to the schedule because of daylight savings time. Most of you out there do participate in daylight savings time. I do not here in Arizona, but because like I've linked so many of my streams to other things, I felt compelled to change my schedule, at least as far as I'm concerned, to continue to follow those things. Since I stream together with Ellie, I want to make sure it links up with her stream, so I moved my schedule. Same thing with Frisch, and same thing with today, because like you'll notice that we're starting. Well, actually, you probably won't notice anything. I've noticed that I'm starting an hour later than I used to. Hi, Sully.
Hey, fine.
And of course, Fish, who also lives in Arizona, noticed. But yes, but that's going to be the. I mean, so not much of a difference to the schedule. The one exception is Friday, because I'm setting that for myself. There's nothing else I'm linking up with. It's literally just me and my stream. I'm keeping that at 5 p.m. local time for me. So about an hour after I get off work. And because it's going to be, it's going to end up ending shorter, I decided, and because, Jamber was suggesting I do more like socializing, I thought, well, we'll dance, we'll sing, and then we'll just hang out for a while and socialize as part of the stream. And so that'll be kind of the format, and then we'll have a standard end time of 8 o'clock. Well, 8 o'clock my time, so whatever that ends up being for your locality. That will be the new standard end time instead of like ending whenever we feel like it from karaoke. So a little bit more consistency on the length of those videos. Trying to think if there's anything else that like is noteworthy on the schedule. Nothing I can really like put down right now. But that's it for now. And I'm gonna take like some time to talk about my European trip. So that was a lot of fun.
Talk about it now.
Huh?
Why not talk about it now?
That's literally what I'm doing.
Oh. So I have music on. I'm not really paying attention.
Okay, that's fine. So towards the end of October, so the 28th is when I got on my flight, and it's my first time leaving North America. I've been to Mexico a few times. I've been to Canada a couple of times. I've been to little parts of the Caribbean, but I've never actually left the continent. Never South America or Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, Antarctica, the other continents. I haven't been to any of them. So I wanted to change that, and I thought we had such a positive experience in Atlanta with the Wolf Club that I wanted to do their other meetup in the Netherlands that they had planned for the last couple of weeks. So I got lucky with a cheap flight, and the accommodations were incredibly staying with friends and or sharing a very affordable B&B basically made the trip, relatively inexpensive. So that was fun. I got to enjoy that. And okay, so my Twitch is frozen. Let me fix that. There we go. Oh, that wasn't me. Ooh, we got a bonus.
Leo, you only need one more level until 100.
That's true.
You can do it.
Yes. Okay. I'm sure it'll happen. Okay, what was I doing? Oh yeah, we've got the bonus. Go move over there.
That's the corner.
Oops, I didn't realize I had a line in the water. Let me get my bucket. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, Europe. So I'd never been there, and it was kind of always on my bucket list to, go to the different continents. Obviously, I mean, it was something I'd recommend everybody do. Now that I've done it, I highly recommend it even more. So I got on my flight. It was actually super rare, luxury fish.
Wow.
Yeah. No, that was my reward. Well, we'll finish this out and then we'll do that. That was my third, right? I better check. Yep, that was my last one. Okay. So, yeah, first transatlantic flight. I went to the airport like super early, like 3 hours early, like right as soon as I got off work. I took transit to the airport and go into my gate, went through security, which was the governor was down. I thought, well, TSA is going to take forever. This is going to be like really understaffed. But it wasn't. It was actually really quick. Not that many people were traveling, so I got in and out of there real fast. And when I got to the gate, I was just kind of waiting around for a while until they wanted to grab my passport and check it. Just for the flight. It was actually really surreal because there were a lot of Europeans that were just kind of there, like going home. Including this this big group of French-speaking athletes that were like flying somewhere for something. So I got on my flight, and it was like the biggest plane I'd ever been in, which, I mean, I'm sure many of you have been on these kinds of flights before. Not that exciting. But for me, I felt like I was like, you know, a newborn, like with some keys jingling in my face. Like it was just the most incredible, like, wow, it's so big, it's amazing. Like it was, I don't know, I was laughing at myself as I was doing it. But, oh, that's that. But yeah, like I'm used to planes being like a row of 3, an aisle, and a row of 3. This was like a row of 2, an aisle, a row of 3, another aisle, and another row of 2. So like we got on the plane, they look at your ticket and they tell you which aisle to go down. And like the height is much higher than I was used to with planes, so I could stand up straight. The aisles were pretty narrow still, but like that headspace, like where I could, you know, stand up even in the seat area was something I wasn't used to. So I got one of those seats where they had just passed. There were like 3 classes instead of 2, but they had sort of the little like pods, like the little enclosures, not like full rooms, but just little like, I don't know how to describe it, like a little desk. Say again? Yeah, it was like, you call it like business class, but like the high-end business class that you see.
Anyways,
That was like that was the highest thing that I saw on that plane. But there was a part where like you board the plane and then you can go toward the front of the plane. Obviously, I wasn't doing that because I was going to the plebeian section of the plane. But I saw a middle class that like, you know, they were just, the seats looked a little different. I guess they had some better privileges too, as far as like what they could ask for. But I still thought mine were, you know, decent. But I got to my seat.
the what side?
The back, like the coach, the economy, or as they called it, world
Oh,
travel.
you got the boring seats.
I mean, yeah, I wasn't gonna. I mean, I actually got a deal. It was only $400 for the whole flight. So like, I wasn't gonna drop like $1,000 for a nice like first class seat. Even though if you're gonna do one, like, may as well do it on a long haul flight. Still, man, it's wild to me. But how much they want first off, but how much people do pay, because like people were in them, so I was like, wow. But anywho, it was
Did
up
you
in
get a
it was,
window seat at least?
no, I was well, I did the first time when I was, okay, so I'm talking about the trip to Heathrow. So I was all the way on the right side. So like you have the first aisle and the second aisle. I was on the second aisle, and then all the way up against the window,
Oh.
which was pretty cool. But what I thought was more interesting was that like there was all this room. We were right up against the front thing,
Fish.
so there was no room to put things under the seat. So I had to put both of my little bags in the overhead bin,
The seats didn't have a
which they did for
thing
me.
to put stuff in.
It wasn't crashing. Alright, are we still live? What happened?
Yeah.
We're still live? Okay.
Hmm?
Are we still
Mhm.
live?
Are
We
you?
are? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're fine.
I had a big lag spike there, so I don't know what was going on. Anyway. I didn't have my bags at first, but because this plane wasn't like super crowded, I was able to get up and get it, once the plane had taken off.
So you got a better seat?
No, it was the same seat. I just got to actually, grab my bag since it wasn't like there was actually overhead space near my seat. When I was coming back, that was not the case, but going there was. So they gave us 2 meals. One like a little after takeoff, which it was 10 p.m. by the time we got going, and I thought there might have been a delay because of the shutdown, but it was actually because of like unexpected maintenance on the plane in London, so it set everything back. But not a big deal. It was only like an hour. So still got there, still made my connection, no problem. It just meant a little less time in London than I would have had otherwise. But they served an evening meal first, and it was, as I recall, chicken and mashed potatoes. And the way they served it is in these little like aluminum tins, these kind of aluminum, almost like sardine cans, but a little bit bigger, and they were like very hot to the touch. So like they expected you to pry them open, but like almost burning my skin. I was like, geez. But they did give you a nice variety.
You could have used a napkin, and you can pinch your fingers. You can pinch your fingers on a napkin, and then you can try opening it.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So you have limited resources. You have your little like package that they give you, which has your bamboo fork, knife, and spoon, and then also one little napkin. And like American napkins. Well, it was bamboo. It was gonna. It could have snapped.
Oh, okay.
And then I wouldn't have had the knife. Not that
Wait,
it was
the
like
knife?
okay.
The knife was bamboo?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Which, spoiler alert, it didn't actually work as a knife either, but I probably could have tried to use it to pry it open and broke it over and over, and it would have been no big deal, but...
Ooh, you broke it.
No, I didn't break it. I said I could have, but... Anywho, I did eventually get it open, and they had all this other stuff too, this little salad in a cup, this little dessert, and I forget what it was. It was like some kind of fruity thing. And then they had this little like block of cheese and this little pre-packaged bread roll. So not too bad. It was actually not bad. The thing I noticed about both dishes, which I'll talk about the other one later, is that you expect it not to fall apart when you stick your fork in it, but it did. So my fork could not function as a fork. Like as soon as I tried to use it, it broke. It split apart. So I was like,
I guess it's finger food now.
well, I just used my fork as a spoon and it was fine. But it was I thought it was funny that it kind of worked out that way. And they give you
Did
a lot
anyone
of
question you?
Nope. Well,
Curiosity.
nobody's paying attention to you. Like everybody's got their own stuff. Let's see. And then I was able to sleep,
You
which
didn't
I was
ask for
hoping
another
to
fork?
do. I did not.
I mean, you didn't ask for a spoon?
I did have a spoon. I thought I would use the spoon on the... It looked to me like flan, but it wasn't flan, as it turned out. It was something else. But I did use the spoon for that. I didn't want to use the spoon for the chicken and mash and the dessert. Which, in retrospect, not a big deal, but, at the time, I was just like, oh, whatever, I'll use the fork for this. But after it was over, I was able to sleep, thankfully. I got about 4 to 6 hours off and on. I remember waking up a couple of times and trying to find a more comfortable position. Because, they give you a little pillow and blanket, but you're still in an airplane seat, so, not the most comfortable.
Still not decorated.
What, Babu? What, Squeaky? Hang on, Skitters. Give me just a second. So Skittles came to say hi. I remember, so it's actually good that she's here. I was talking about this on Tuesday or on Friday. The reason I want to get her up to start dancing is that I don't think I'm gonna have much time left with her. So if she wants to come and cuddle with me and hang out, then that is what's going to happen. So,
Oh, please be enough. Please be enough.
so
I
I got some sleep on the plane. Ugh. Oh, sorry, Skittles. So I'm not going to be fishing for a bit. Hopefully this angle isn't too like suspicious. No, I guess it's okay.
That's fine.
Oh, here she comes, your bug. Hi, baby. And I woke up, thankfully, around the same time they were serving breakfast, which it was this little sausage omelet. It wasn't much, and just like the chicken, as soon as I tried to use the fork, it just split apart. So it's like, well, I guess that's just how airline food is, like when the big meals. But they had some like a fruit cup, which was nice too, and that was pretty much it. It was a lot smaller than the dinner. I think that was more like a meal and a half instead of 2 meals. But you know, I liked it. And I got off at Heathrow, and I was kind of in a hurry because I wanted to make sure I definitely made my flight to Amsterdam. I didn't want to get stranded.
Not a stranded Leo. That would be terrible.
He's walking around. Is that you, Dort? I didn't know if there was someone else here.
Oh no, yeah, that was
Sorry.
Dork walking.
Oh no, you're good. So getting to Heathrow, they do this thing where like the ticker doesn't tell you what gate you're in, and your boarding pass doesn't tell you what gate you're in. It'll say gate information in however many minutes, or it'll give you a time. But
no, that's ridiculous. All tickets should have that.
Yes, they should. In fact, for the whole time I've been traveling, they have, but they don't do that. So,
I guess they updated that. Okay, that's interesting.
But what was interesting to me was that the ticker said like information at like I forget what time it was. It was like 11:35 or something. But I looked down and it's like 11:37. I'm like, so where's the info? So I was kind of panicked because I was short on time and I wanted to make sure I didn't miss the flight. And it looked like it was on time. They just didn't have the gate info yet. So I was just kind of standing there awkwardly with waiting on it to update.
You can always ask someone, Leo. Don't forget about that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm like the time it would have taken me to go find someone, it might have come up, and then I would have had to go across the airport.
Please be enough. You guys finish your days?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I'm the last one to finish. What the heck?
Great so. But so I was standing there for a while, and eventually it did come up, and it was behind me, so I'm glad it didn't run off too far. I went back, and it was like this stairwell down, and I guess the reason they delayed telling us is because they had to move it. But I took the stairs down, and like we basically put us in this little like doorway where they were going to put us on a bus to the plane. So that was unusual, but you know we did eventually get on there. Oh, I forgot to mention I had to go through security again, and they had to. Well, they felt the need to search me because like they were scared of my cargo pants, and it's funny that like they thought something was in there when there wasn't anything in there. But this actually happened both coming and going through Heathrow. But oh, the other annoying thing is when I tried to connect to the airport Wi-Fi and check Discord, suddenly I was faced with, you need to do age verification. You're under 13. It's just like, oh man, thank you UK, but I didn't. I sent a note to Discord support saying like, look, you have my credit card information. I used Nitro. I'm over 18. Come on now, you don't need my ID. And they said, you've indicated that you were under 13. And I was like, well, whatever. I'll be out of here soon. So that was a thing. But I got on the bus, got on the plane. It was pretty uneventful, just like a 1-hour flight over to Amsterdam from Heathrow in London. And, you know, got to go through customs, which actually took forever. For whatever reason,
Yeah.
their system for like letting in locals, like people from EU, was not working properly. So they basically had all of us in one line, and there were only 3 people working. So I was sitting there for like an hour, and that was probably like, I was super anxious because like I was wanting to see my friends, and they were literally like, maybe 100 feet away. So that was the hardest wait of all, was waiting in that line. But eventually I got in. They looked at my passport and stamped it, which I didn't see them do. And gave it back to me, and they were like, what are you doing here? How long are you here? Where are you from? But that was it. Nothing to declare. But I came out, and they were expecting me to go out in a particular place, and I wasn't there. It was a different place. So we didn't end up finding each other. I ended up walking to the train station because I thought that was our meeting place. And they were like, go to the Burger King. So I was like looking around. And I did see a Burger King in the train station. But when I started walking towards it, there was like a big striped line on the ground that said like check-in, like Metro check-in. Which I am familiar with now, but at the time I didn't know what that meant. And I know in Phoenix, if you're at the train station and you don't have your ticket, then you'll get ticketed, or you'll get fined by the Valley Metro. So I thought, well, they just kick you off the platform, but like, that's the idea, is you're not supposed to be on the platform if you don't have a ticket. And I thought that's how it worked there. Like, okay, well, this is the station part. I need to have my ticket before I walk on. Turns out that's not how it worked, but I didn't know. So I was like, are you at a burger? I mean, I don't know if I can go to this Burger King in the train station. They're like, no, it's not in the train station. It's in the airport. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, there's another Burger King? So I started walking around, and eventually I found it. Like, it was like the same Burger King from another angle, but I told them I was there, and they said they still couldn't find me. So it was weird how the Burger King was laid out. Like, it had like 3 different facades at different points, and you could be right. You could say you were right in front of it on any side, and then you would just confuse people trying to meet you. But yeah, but eventually Dorp came and found me, and we reunited with everyone, got in the rental car, and drove up to where we were staying, which was this little pre-manufactured community that was a little ways out of a town called Horn. But it was actually kind of neat. All the rooms, like the houses, were very utilitarian. Basically a hallway, a couple of bedrooms, a kitchen, and then a larger living room area, which we all congregated into one of the 3 houses to like have meals and hang out in the evenings. That was pretty cool. There were probably 17 of us, all like accounted for. About half of us were American, the other half were from other parts of Europe. And we had a couple of local, like Netherland, a couple of local Dutch people from the Netherlands staying with us. So that was really cool. And what we were there for was a small convention called Reference. But like the day I got there, it was like Wednesday night. It was still a few days till for the convention opened, so we just kind of like stayed in the unit that day. But eventually we did make the trip over to Edmond aan Zee. This is the name of the village where the convention was. It was actually really nice. I liked it a lot. Like this old village with these churches and hills and Dutch infrastructure. I could probably go on and on about that, but I probably shouldn't because we're already at 15 till. Hi, Ari. Sorry, I'm kind of like only occasionally looking up because Skittles is here. But yeah, the hotel was nice, but like, unlike any convention I've ever been to or ever worked or anything, they did not do any sort of on-site registration. They just, like, if you didn't pre-order, or pre-register, you weren't getting in. So Dorp and I did not get in, at least that day. We decided to go for a walk around town, which, funny enough, like there wasn't really anything going on at the convention the first day. So we all, like, they eventually all ended up joining us, but we went up
How
a hill.
dare
That
they
was,
deny you entry?
yeah, right. First we went up this hill, got a couple of pictures around the viewpoints, and then went down to the coast to walk along the North Sea for a little while, and then come back. And that's actually when we met up with the others. We got in front of the lighthouse and walked around like the kind of downtown area, which really was just like the one street where most of the restaurants and stuff were that were right along the beach. Kind of was the town square, which was like an actual square, like just where the old like well pump, the water well pump was, and a couple of pizza restaurants and gift shops, and it faced the main street, or at least what I would consider to be the main street, where we found the cheese shop and stopped for groceries before kind of going back towards where we were parked. And that was actually really cool. I think walking around with everyone was probably my favorite memory. That and getting pizza afterward. But we didn't do that on day one. We just walked around a little and then went back. Day two was where like there's more convention things happening. There was a dance choreo event. There was a little bit of going through the dealer area, some gaming where we did some Just Dance. That was really cool. And that night we got pizza. And there were a lot of the pizza. Well, of the 3 pizza places that I got pizza from while I was in Europe, all of them liked the Napolitano style pizza with the thicker crust and the thinner center, and it was good. It's just you don't see that as much here, so that was interesting. You actually can get some good Napolitano pizza here in Phoenix, just because Phoenix is such a good pizza location. But so come visit if you want. But anyway, enjoyed the pizza night, and I guess I could talk about this now. So my bank switched to the Discover network right before leaving the country, which was really unfortunate because no place in Europe that I went to, at least, accepted Discover. So I was unable to have money while I was there. As an emergency measure, I opened up a prepaid card and for a Visa, and put money into it a couple of times, and I basically used that. And thankfully, that worked in the Netherlands and in Hungary for having money. And then they did this thing where, like, every time we went to a restaurant, we would just kind of line up at the computer telling them what we ordered, and then we all paid we went Dutch, which is funny to think about that, we were in the Netherlands doing that. But I guess that's the norm. And I heard apparently that is the norm, so fun. But so that was pretty easy, just kind of tapping my phone, and I used that on the metro lines. And to eat my tourist £10 or €10 stroopwafel. Oh gosh, I'm jumping around. That was the day we went to Amsterdam, which was like the day after the convention. That was really fun. It was raining, so my feet got wet, but otherwise it was really nice. We basically just got off the train. They said you got an hour and a half. Go look around. We were with Chi Chi, who was going to buy some shoes, but then Otter was like, we need to go down this way. So we ended up following Otter to, they went to get a bonus. Followed Otter down like one kind of main downtown area street, found some little shops. They had this little snack thing where like they had these little locked doors, and you could tap your card, open the door, and grab a hot sandwich inside, or some other like kind of street food, which I thought was neat. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good burger. I grabbed a cheeseburger just to kind of like, see how it was different. It was a little different, but it was basically a cheeseburger. And that was when I got the stroopwafel too. Like I was probably spending money faster than I should have because I got myself in trouble a little bit. But that was fun. We went to a video game museum outside of The Hague, this other area in the Netherlands. But they had these rooms set up with like different decades of consoles and arcade titles, which was pretty cool. They also had like a bunch of arcade cabinets for like classic games, and they included what I used to consider like the best VR available, which was literally this like beachhead game where you had this turret and you pulled it down over your eyes and you could turn around all the way. And so it had 3 degrees of motion detection on a single screen that you would just stick your eyes through, like not 3D, but that was what VR was in the 90s. And thankfully, Dorp got to try it, and that was funny. And he was just like, "That's it." And I was like, "Man, this was the coolest thing ever." But yeah, you whippersnappers don't know what it was like. And they had a Virtual Boy, which I thought was funny, and a bunch of old PCs too. So that was really neat. And then they had more floors with like a bunch of Japanese cabinets and rhythm games, which was great. And they had like a video game themed bar with a bunch of art, which was really cool. I wish I had gotten a snack while I was there. Like that's one thing I regret, is not like budgeting more money for the trip. That would have been really nice. I mean, when I go back to the Netherlands, I would like to go back there and actually like do it proper. I think that'd be fun. But then we went to The Hague, which was it was kind of a similar experience to walking around Amsterdam, but like less touristy, so it was like more authentic. I took a bunch of pictures of buildings and canals and like roadways and stuff that interested me about just the kind of look of the place, like what it was like to live there. And I also took a picture of the big library because I haven't looked at one. And you'll see all those on the Discord if you want. I don't think if we did anything like, we went back and had tacos. TT made chili, and I want to say Deck cooked for us too one night. That was maybe the pasta night, if I'm remembering right. A lot of them left after the convention though. The rest of us, like, we had a night where we made tacos, but other than that, we went out. Aside from pizza, we got like this Cuban place that was almost like Brazilian style. Like you had an app and you could just order little plates of stuff and they would just bring it out to you, and you paid all at once, like at the beginning. So it was sort of a hybrid between a buffet and the Brazilian steakhouse. As you have options, but you don't go get it, they bring it to you. Oh, but the drinks aren't free. You pay by the 200 milliliter can or bottle. Which that was one thing that was a big culture shock for me, because I was like, I like having my refillable drink while I'm enjoying my restaurant food. But that's not a thing in Europe, so that was definitely an adjustment for me. So all in all, that was a really nice time in the Netherlands. And after that part was over, Dorp and I got on a train, or we had a flight to Budapest, Hungary, and then we took a train from there back to Ukraine where he lived. And that part, oh man, we're almost done. I'm going to wrap this up real quick. Ukraine was amazing, like seeing how he lived and the sort of like way that city was growing because of people moving over and the sort of westernization, and like seeing the familiar signs of like apartment complexes being built, but it was still like nice infrastructure, nice sidewalks, bike paths, mixed use everywhere. So it was very like surreal to see like sort of I'll say like details that were more like gave it more of a weathered look. Like I'd describe it as 3 in my system. I don't have time to explain all that. Sorry. So you just have to not know what I'm talking about. But that all got done. Stayed for 4 more days. Had more pizza. Just had a lot of cooking. A lot of Dorp's parents made food for him, and I got to try some of that. A lot of traditional dishes like this Hungarian casserole that was really good. This Ukrainian borscht. Is that right?
Borscht. Yeah.
Borscht. It was this like red beetroot soup. I thought it would be like really sour, and I'd have a hard time eating it, but it was really good. I enjoyed it. And there were these. Oh, I've been meaning to ask about this. I want the recipe. It was like this grilled chicken, some sauce, and then pineapple.
Okay.
But like something about the sauce like just neutralized the pineapple, so you got the pineapple flavor without the hit of sweetness. So it actually worked well with the chicken. And I was trying to describe it to my coworkers, and they were like, I can't even imagine that. I was like, yeah, it was really weird, but it was good. So I want to see if I can replicate it. And like, I don't know, just kind of have that in my repertoire. I ate a lot of this in the Netherlands too, but like there were these toasties, which was this bread and ham and cheese, or salami and cheese, toasted in a panini press, and it was amazing. Such a wonderful like just thing to just eat. I don't know, but we had a variation on that where like Dorp put some toast and then put some cheese and salami on top, and we had that, and that was really good too. I think Dorp, you packed those for me on the train ride back, and I ate those.
I have bread and eggs.
And I felt like a hobbit because it was second breakfast, but I loved it. Anyway, train ride back was very long and sad. Oh, I can't even talk about any of this. Border patrol like took our passports and scared the living daylights out of me, and like, but were really like charmed by me speaking English, and they were using their English on me, and then smiling. So that was fun. Flight back was long, and it was sad. And then I got home and it was nighttime, and American infrastructure sucks. So that was unfortunate. Well, specifically Phoenix. I won't say all. I mean, it's not all American infrastructure doesn't suck equally. Like Phoenix is kind of especially bad about not being walkable, even at the airport. But got home, was jet lagged to hell. I already said that part. And yeah, so that's going to do it for the stream. We're basically at the end now. I didn't do a lot of fishing because this bug decided it was time to lay on me, and I'm going to spend the time with this bug. So I appreciate y'all hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed my stories, even though it was a little disjointed. Hello, fish.
Hello.
We will be back on Tuesday. Hope that Ellie and I will be dancing. And hopefully we'll be joined by some other friends as well. Next Thursday will be another Frisch and Friends. Next Friday will be our new format. An hour of dance, an hour of singing, and an hour of chilling out, hanging out with friends. And then Saturday will be more workout, and then Sunday will be more fishing. Hope to see you there. Hope you all have a good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night. Enjoy your brekkie, your lunch, your dunch, your brunch, your din-din, your midnight milk, your snacky snack, whatever is next for you. But above all else, be good. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. I hope that wasn't too bad. I'm literally just laying here, like talking to the camera, but like not even